The 2023 season hasn't been good for Honda in the world of MotoGP racing. Things took a turn for the worse at the Italian Grand Prix. Honda racers Alex Rins and Joan both crashed and couldn't finish the race. Marc Marquez, one of Honda's top racers, also crashed during the main race. This has made the situation at Honda quite difficult. But before going any further, we're offering a cool $200 giveaway for one lucky subscriber. So if you've not subscribed yet, now's the perfect time. Be part of our first 1,000 subscribers and you could be that lucky winner. Marquez spoke with Shinji Aoyama, a big boss at Honda, about the problems they were having. This meeting happened at Mugello, where the race was held. They talked for about 25 minutes and tried to figure out what was going wrong. The meeting was also attended by Koji Watanabe, the head of Honda Racing, and Jimmy Martinez, who manages Marquez. But some important people were missing from the meeting. Neither Shinichi Kokubu, who is in charge of the technical stuff, nor Alberto Puig, the team manager, were there. After the meeting, Marquez got ready for the race, but he crashed after only 7 laps. This means Honda still hasn't won a race this year. Joan, another Honda racer, crashed on Friday. It was his 12th crash since he started racing in MotoGP, which is his highest number of crashes so far. He hurt his pinky finger and couldn't race at Mugello. Later, it was announced that he won't be able to race at the German GP because his finger hasn't healed. Things got worse on Saturday. Alex Rins crashed and badly hurt his right leg. He needs another surgery and won't be able to race until after the summer break. With Rins and out, only Takaki Nakagami from the LCR team was able to finish the Grand Prix for Honda. He finished in 13th place. Honda has reached a tough spot in MotoGP racing. What they do next is very important. They need to make sure Marquez doesn't get hurt more, and they need to find a way to start winning again. Marc Marquez has always been known for his ability to build a wall capable of camouflaging his mood, especially when he's not going through a good moment. At Mugello, after crashing, he decided to lock himself inside the HRC truck before returning to the garage. Marquez admitted to reporters, "Sometimes you have to breathe to calm down. I took a breath before returning to the garage and before talking to you." This time, it was impossible for him to hide his frustration at the lack of reaction from what, in theory, is the most powerful factory in the championship. At Le Mans, Marquez asked Honda for a series of improvements that did not arrive at Mugello, even though there was a month gap between the two events. In addition, at the start of the sprint, his bike had a problem that the engineers were unable to solve for the next day when he also lost several positions before reaching the first corner. Marquez said this when asked by Motorsport.com, "It's clear that if you don't bring new things, you can't test them on the track. It's difficult to know what's going on in Japan, but since we've started the season, we've only received one new chassis, little else." Whether he believed the Tokyo-based manufacturer was doing all it could to reverse a situation that was difficult to sustain over time. Marquez's level of disillusionment with Honda is much greater than anyone can guess from the outside. The more than 2-year ordeal he went through after breaking his arm at Jerez in July 2020 is now behind him. And with that, also that feeling of debt he had with Honda for having respected his decisions, for having allowed him to manage the injury and its medical complications without getting in the way. After the 4th operation, which he underwent just over a year ago, and the corresponding recovery process, he no longer has any physical limitations. That is something that has been amply proven this year every time he has been on the bike. In Portugal, pole and podium in the sprint race, at Le Mans, 2nd on the grid and 5th in the sprint, and also at Mugello, where he got back on the front row and where he rode with the front group at all times. He is ready to win again, and you can see that every time he goes out on track. The bike isn't, sources from his entourage claim. The concern from the riders' inner circle revolves around a possibility that terrifies them all: another injury. The combination of the current RC 213V and Marquez's way of racing justifies that fear, something that the rider himself contemplates. Marquez said, "The worrying thing is that all of us Honda riders are crashing, and that's what we have to try to change with a view to the future. The more you fall, the more chances you have of getting injured." The meeting went well. "Meetings always go well, then we'll see what happens," Marquez replied as the HRC workers dismantled the whole setup to leave for Germany. The atmosphere is so tense at HRC that arriving at Sachsenring, a track where Marquez has won every time he has visited it, is perceived more as a trap than an opportunity. Will Honda be able to flip the script and reclaim their spot on the podium? Can Marquez and the team bounce back from their current setbacks? And what changes are Honda planning to remedy these issues plaguing them? Let us know in the comments section. We'll keep our eyes on the track and continue to bring you all the updates from the world of MotoGP. For all the latest news, thrilling race recaps, and insightful analysis, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to MotoGP Zarathos.